5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
You blitz all night. And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. Hey, the blitz is coming, boys.
What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of The Blitz. I'm your host, William Spencer, and this show is to provide our viewers with the latest and greatest in news, tips, tricks, and advice to prepare you for your fantasy football season in just 5 minutes or less. Now, Keenan Allen is back in LA. The Chargers have reunited with their former wide receiver, bringing him back on a one-year deal. But what does this mean for the young talent the Chargers just brought in through the draft? And more importantly, what does this mean for new number one wide receiver Ladd McConkey? Now, before we answer these questions and more in the episode, make sure that you're following the Fantasy's Finest YouTube channel for the latest episodes of The Blitz. And you can also find The Blitz in audio format on your favorite podcast platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget to like, share, and comment on the podcast episode, as it helps us see what you like and it helps grow the channel via the algorithms. Now, let's get to the good stuff. Let's see how Keenan Allen's return will impact the rest of the Chargers wide receivers for fantasy football this season. So, after losing another former Chargers wide receiver in Mike Williams to retirement, the Chargers opted to bring back another receiver in Keenan Allen. Allen, who just turned 33, will be entering his 12th season in the NFL. Now, granted, he's no spring chicken, but that doesn't mean he still can't ball. Last season, Allen was one of the few bright spots in the Bears passing attack under rookie quarterback Caleb Williams. Allen finished his one season with the Bears with 744 yards on 121 targets, 7 touchdowns, and 70 receptions. The expectation here is that Allen brings a surefire target and a veteran presence to Justin Herbert this season. And Herbert is definitely comfortable throwing to Allen. Believe me, I still have the fantasy playoff scars to prove it. But how does this impact the receivers already on the roster? Now, there is a way this could go. Allen could take over as one of the leading receivers for the team. The Chargers did add, however, 2 promising rookies from the draft in second-round receiver Trey Harris and fifth-round receiver Keandre Lambert-Smith. KLS has been making noise throughout camp and gave Chargers fans a taste of what he could do during the Hall of Fame game against the Detroit Lions. Trey Harris has been turning heads during training camp too, and he's also garnered praise from Justin Herbert himself. If there is a player who may have trouble with the arrival of Keenan Allen, it's Quentin Johnston. While Johnston did improve on his numbers from his rookie season to last year, he did struggle with drops. Last season, Johnston committed 7 drops with a rate of 7.7%. Johnston was already reported to be on a short leash this season in competition with Trey Harris. With KLS emerging as another viable option and now Keenan Allen back with the Chargers, Johnston could be fighting for his life during training camp. Harris, KLS, and Johnston were already late round targets in fantasy drafts this season. Harris is the highest ranked of the 3 as the wide receiver 55. Allen is currently being ranked as the wide receiver 75. Based on ADP, fantasy managers are still taking a chance on Trey Harris rather than going after Keenan Allen. But more importantly, how does all of this affect Ladd McConkey? Now, McConkey is the undisputed wide receiver 1 for the Chargers, even with Keenan Allen back on the squad. Per Underdog's ADP chart, McConkey is coming off early draft boards as the wide receiver 11. And honestly, I get it. McConkey had one of the better rookie seasons last year, and fantasy managers struck gold when they took a chance on him during the draft. McConkey finished as the wide receiver 13 and averaged 15.1 fantasy points per game. While Allen is a strong player in the slot, McConkey has shown the ability to play inside and out. For that matter, so has Allen over the years. In 2024, Allen saw 364 snaps out of the slot with the Bears. That comes to a 43% rate. McConkey, on the other hand, played 473 snaps out of the slot at a 65% rate. After the initial shock of the news and thinking about how the Chargers want to operate their offense under Greg Roman, McConkey may give up some work to Allen, but not enough to hurt his fantasy stock. Now, I'll be honest. While I still believe that McConkey's ADP is too high for my liking, he's still a good pick for fantasy. The Chargers used the 11 personnel grouping at a 56% rate in 2024, according to summersports.com. With McConkey penciled in as the starter, his role in the offense shouldn't be affected too much, especially if the Chargers are using 2 wide receivers just as much. So for fantasy managers who want to feel safe about taking Ladd McConkey, you should be okay, even if his ADP is a little bit too high. Like I did say, for my liking, right? But that'll wrap up this episode of The Blitz. Make sure that you're subscribed to the Fantasy's Finest YouTube channel or on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you don't miss the next episode. See you guys in the next one.
Y'all come back now, you hear?